Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who have not had the opportunity to formally meet, I am Stacey Daniels-Fayson, and I'm currently serving as the Interim CEO of the Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority. I want you all to know that I am not a stranger to this organization. Before taking over as the Interim CEO, I served as the Finance Director. In that role, it is safe to say that I have touched everybody's area in one way or another. In short, I am not a stranger. You know me. You may not know me by name, but I have been part of the RRHA family for more than a decade. I know the culture, the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, and I know what we are capable of. And when it comes to obstacles, nothing, I will repeat, nothing can stop us but ourselves. And how do I know that? Look at us. Look at the challenges that we have overcome. Creighton redevelopment, the previous heating season issues, lease enforcement, eviction moratoriums, and now a global pandemic, and we're still moving forward. In the CEO role, I now have the opportunity to be involved in a more integral fashion in the running of this organization. And I'll be very frank, we have seen our share of CEOs come and go. The value that I bring is longevity. I've been here, I'm not going anywhere, I am committed to the hard work, and you can count on that. My purpose in coming to you today is threefold. One, to introduce myself, which I've done. Hello. Secondly, tell you my vision for where we're going and how I plan to get us there. And thirdly, address whatever questions and concerns that you have as an employee of RRHA. But before I talk about the agency, I want to address the seriousness of the violence that has dominated the news and the minds of those that both live and work in and around our public housing communities. We are aware of the issues, and we are working closely with the administration, law enforcement, as well as state and federal authorities to address it and to ensure the safety of our families and our employees. As landlords, we cannot do this alone. Our housing communities have got to be the focus of the mayor, the police chief, and our community partners. We're going to ensure that we keep it before their eyes. I want to assure you that the Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority remains solid. Financially, the organization is performing better than budget as of July 2020. The programs have sufficient cash reserves. Physically, in terms of our stock, we're continually making progress with projects to provide safe and decent housing for our residents. Just some of the current projects that we're working on are fire damage units, roofing throughout our various sites, for Fairfield, the underground heating lines, and in Wickham, the water consumption project. I do want to point out we all can count our blessings because we have jobs and we're able to support our families during this pandemic. And unfortunately, there are others who are not able to do so, so our hearts and minds and thoughts and prayers go out to those families. Taking over in the middle of a pandemic has presented challenges, has tested our wills, but has also shown us our resilience and how creative we can be. Our entire agency is built around assisting and serving our residents, community revitalization, and providing services that allow our families to enjoy a better quality of life. Housing is foundational to life. It's where we live, it's where we make decisions, it's where we cook, love, grow, raise our kids. What a critical calling we have, providing for the least of these. The authority is here to ensure that our residents are served as completely and as effectively as possible. This is our number one responsibility as an organization. As employees, your role is critical to our success and well-being. And during these difficult and changing times, we are asking for you to show up in a very meaningful way. I took the reins of the organization in June of 2020 in the midst of the ongoing pandemic. My primary focuses are three things, and they are as follows. Residents. Foremost, they are our priority. That's why we're in business. We're ensuring that RHA is able to provide the services necessary while keeping residents safe. We want to encourage and expand family self-sufficiency, and we want to continue creating the trust among our residents. Employees. We want to ensure that RRHA employees are safe during the pandemic, and we know that many have concerns. Employees are allowed to have the training so that they can improve professionally as well as personally. We're looking to develop as well as retain our staff, and we want to continue to create a trusting and collaborative environment. Have implemented the Rent Cafe, which primarily impacts the Housing Choice Voucher Program and the LIPH program. We've implemented PayScan. We've implemented DocuSign, which is a very critical process because that helps us to become paperless. It's a process where you can route documents via the computer and sign off the documents. And we implement a call center because one of the things that we do want to be focused on is our customer service. And we know there's been challenge in the past for us and our ability to answer all calls. So this will help us to improve upon that. We're looking at coordination of efforts with the City of Richmond and other partners to provide the necessary services to residents during the pandemic. And we want to ensure through our communications department, RRHA's positive stories are heard. Typically, you hear a bad story about the Housing Authority, but we've hired a new director, Angela, who will provide those positive stories to our communities. And one of our positive stories is the annual Open House Village. And this event was in support of our scholarship recipients going off to college. My motto is, teamwork makes the dream work. And the executive team hears me say this all the time. We have to ensure collaboratively to ensure that we are successful. It is not about me or any one individual, but the collaborative efforts of the organization to ensure the focuses described above are met. As a reminder to all of you during this time, please follow proper protocols and guidelines to ensure your safety and the safety of your coworkers. This means wear your masks, wash your hands, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. These are things that you know, but it's important that we keep them before you so that we do not lose sight of them. We have to be able to complete our re-exams. We have to prepare for REACT and the housing inspections. We have to prepare for the heating season. We have to continue our redevelopment efforts and continue with federal eviction moratoriums. We are in the process of evaluating the return of maintenance staff full-time so that services will continue uninterrupted. During the pandemic, for several months, we have been primarily focused on emergency work orders, but we do know that we have a backlog of routine work orders that we have to address. During this time, our first concern is to ensure the safety of our staff. Our goal is, where possible, to have some areas of our organization be virtual, as I mentioned previously. We want to make sure that the new ways that we are serving and connecting with our families and with each other benefits our staff, our residents, and our stakeholders. Over the next month or so, RRHA is planning our all-hands meeting. This will allow us to come together as an agency. Hopefully, we'll be able to meet practicing social distancing and wearing masks. If not, we will have Zoom meetings, and we know we love those Zoom meetings. And we will hear about various aspects of the agency from those who oversee those various divisions. It will also give you the opportunity to ask questions and have those questions answered. I definitely look forward to meeting and seeing everyone personally and soon. Thank you.